So Joffrey offers to get her home safely.
Yeah, he's like, hey, do you need an escort home?
And she's oh my God, he's going to take me home. Oh, it's going to be so good. And then he goes, dog, take her home.
Yeah. So, yeah. Oh my God. In the same chapter.
I can just picture her face going from jubilation to,
oh fuck. Because she's so afraid of him. She's like, why did I say yes? And then she as soon as she realizes that he's not taking her, she's like, Septa, Mordane, wake up!
Yep.
Wake up!
Wake up, bitch!
I can't walk with this guy!
Wake up, bitch! Get up!
Yeah, no, she's out. She's fucking out like a light.
So good.
So I wouldn't be surprised if they add a little milk of the poppy to her wine or some shit, because she's...
Warning, the following show will spoil the hell out of George R.R. Martin's A Song of Ice and Fire books and the TV show A Game of Thrones. Also, you're probably going to find a fuck ton of bad language. The explicit tag is there for a reason.
Death and boobies, 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 death and boobies. Welcome back to the Ironwood Network Book Club. I'm your host, Widow Wolfsbane. With me, as always, is Maester Ironwood. Unfortunately, our co-host, Lady Wyvern, may have caught the death.
Actually, she just died right now because you said your name correctly.
This is true. That was enough to put her over the edge.
Just had a heart attack and died.
Yeah, so she's gone now. Sorry, guys. It's just us now. Hopefully we can revive her with a really good episode. That'd be pretty sweet. So today we're talking about...
So we're barding.
Yeah, we're barding. We're going to bard her so hard, it's just going to yeah. Oh yeah.
Baharding, okay.
Yep, we're gonna bring her back to life.
Beautiful.
I love it. Right. So today we're talking about Sansa.
Sansa 2.
Sansa 2. Sansa
I know
2.
the Sansa chapters are few and far between, but still...
Yeah, it's still a drag to get through them. And then it's always a drag to get through the Ned chapters after the Sansa chapters.
Yes, because it's always Sansa part 2.
It is. And it's always just factual, it's just straight factual information. There's nothing really exciting, there's nothing fun or frivolous. At least her chapter was a little bit more frivolous.
Yeah, that's where the action took place.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Ned's was basically Ned talking and learning and Robert talking and learning and...
Yeah, and
Varys talking and Ned learning.
Yeah, exactly.
That was essentially, yeah. For some reason, Ned's chapters, especially the one, well, I can't say that because the one after the one where they killed Lady, that wasn't exactly a exposition chapter.
Yeah, that really
Ned's
wasn't.
got a few exposition chapters. This just happens to be one of them.
That's true. He gets quite a good information download, so which usually we get in brand chapters.
Yeah.
Usually the information downloads like this are a brand chapter.
But we're not there yet. We're still in the chapter before that. We're still in Sansa.
Oh, God. Oh, see, I was trying to skip over it so we could just get past it and get to the information, but I guess not.
Yep, no, we can't do that.
All right, I guess we'll go into this chapter then.
Oh, I know. It sucks. Now, before we get started, I just want to thank a couple of our listeners.
Hell yeah.
Ronald and David, who sent in some emails to us.
Yes, they did.
With some comments, critiques, and some praise for the show. Always appreciated.
We love it. Keep sending them, you guys.
Both the praise and the criticism.
Yeah.
Always welcome. It works best if you mix them together.
Yeah, I agree. You have to give us a little bit of a pat on the back, and then you can slap our hand, and then, then we're okay with it.
Yes, and Widow Wolfsbane knows that I'm assuming most of you want her to keep the tangents to a minimum.
Yeah, I'm trying, you guys. It's rough. It's really rough.
But, again, thank you, Ronald. Thank you, David. If anybody else wants to get in touch with us, links to the Twitters are going to be in the show notes.
Yes.
Link to the email is going to be in the show notes. That's the ironwoodnetwork@gmail.com. You can go to the website, fireandicepod.com, leave a comment there. Plus links to all the Twitters, and the email is there as well.
Yes.
So.
And we have an Instagram, IW Network Book Club. So there's that in case you want to see random pictures of random stuff. And usually the chapter titles of what chapter is going to drop. That's about it.
In case you can't hear and you need to see it visually.
Yeah, exactly.
In which case, I don't know why you're listening to a podcast.
Well, some people like a little bit of both. Just saying. There's that.
All right. Anyway.
Oh, and then to our emails, though, Valarja Harris.
Oh, yes. One was signed off. David's was signed off Valar Morghulis, so...
Valar Dohaeris.
Indeed. We do indeed try to serve.
We do.
Alright, so let's start with Sansa.
Sansa, I guess if we have to.
Chapter 2. Well, we kind of have to, because that's what we're here to do, is talk about Sansa Chapter 2.
You know, I thought we were just here to drink, but I think I was misled.
Yeah, some dark beer.
Oh, God. Guinness.
I mean, this Sansa chapter wasn't too bad if you ignore the Valley Girl fangirling of Sansa.
Yeah.
You ignore that part. We got some funny stuff going on.
A little 90210 there.
A little bit of 90210.
Yeah.
Whatever, shit happens. I mean, we have Septa Mordane getting drunk and passing out.
That's true, too.
You know, how often do you get to see a nun get drunk and passed out? So, that's kind of funny.
I think she was all jealous of what Sansa and Joffrey were doing off to the side over there and how he was just fawning over her for the few minutes that happened. Well, like an hour or two.
He's so gallant.
Oh my God, yeah, he is.
I love how Sandor says gallant, like...
He's like spits it at her.
Jest when talking about Joffrey.
Yeah.
Like, he knows what kind of a douche Joffrey is.
He does, because he has to work for him.
Apparently everybody in the fucking world knows what kind of a douche Joffrey is, except for Sansa.
Seriously, though. Like, she literally saw how much of a douche he is by getting her wolf killed and, like, letting his mom, you know, overbear him, too, in that aspect. And she's just like, she goes, oh... well, he must hate me. I mean, I kind of hated him for a little while, but he's too pretty for me to hate.
Yeah. She's such an idiot. Sansa. Such an idiot. This is why I'm not a Sansa at all, whatsoever.
Yeah, me neither. The only thing I like about her is the hair.
I could even care less about that, to be honest with you. It's Tully hair.
Yeah, but I like the red flaming hair.
Well, I like redheads too, but it's Tully hair in these books, so I can forget about the redheads.
Alright, that's fair.
Because remember, Catelyn Tully's a redhead.
I always forget about that.
Yeah.
I always forget about that because that's not how her actress doesn't have that.
No. I do love the actress in the show.
Indeed.
She's fantastic.
She's a fantastic actress.
And she plays great villains all the time.
She does. And she also played Hermione's mom.
Oh,
in Harry Potter.
I didn't know that.
For like 30 seconds or less.
Oh, I didn't know that. I knew her as I knew her as the villain in the 24 Live Another Day, the 24 that took place in Britain.
Oh.
She was the villain.
I didn't know that.
Margot Hassani. Yep. Played a great villain. I don't know which is a better villain, Margot Hassani or Catelyn Tully.
Catelyn Tully.
They're both pretty evil.
I think Catelyn Tully is worse in the sole factor that she pretends and tells everyone she's doing the right thing. And
I think she actually thinks she's doing the right thing.
I think she is too, but she very obviously never does it.
Yeah, she's just dumb.
Yeah. So I mean, like, she thinks she's the villain that thinks she's the good guy.
Yeah.
And that makes her worse in this.
Yeah.
Because she really thinks that she's actually helping people by making everyone's lives harder.
Yep. And Sansa's just a witless teenager.
Yes.
Who should just die.
Although I have to say, she did do better in the beginning of the chapter. She did much better. Oh, wait, we have to do the weather report, too.
Oh, we have a weather report?
We have a weather report.
We have a weather report. Okay.
It is, out here in Westerosi weather, it is beautiful outside, beautiful blue skies, nice warm sunshine, stifling heat. You know, the good stuff to have a joust in when you're in 40,000 pounds of armor.
Everything you could ask for on the day of the hand's tourney.
Exactly.
The gods have smiled upon the crown.
Yes.
And the hand, and presented a beautiful day to have the hand's tourney.
Hell yeah, they did. They did a fantastic job whipping this one up for him.
Those gods must love Ned Stark.
Yes. The only rain that fell were the cries of Jeyne Poole as she wept over, you know, every little sad thing that happened because she can't apparently keep herself composed.
Well, you know, I mean...
How old is she again? She's like, what, 14?
Well, yeah, she's like Sansa's age. She's one of Sansa's...
So she's like 11 then?
No, Sansa's older than 11.
Is she?
Yeah, she's like, what, like...
Because Rob's 14. Oh, so she's probably like 13, 12.
I think she's like 12 or 13, yeah.
Okay.
And Jeyne Poole's like around the same age.
Alright.
She's one of her handmaidens.
Sansa's just a soulless bitch, so she can just keep composure better.
I don't know if she's a soulless bitch. I just think she's a witless teenager.
I mean, same thing.
I mean, she sees Justin Bieber. She knows his music sucks. She knows he's an idiot. Pretty. And yet she can't help herself.
That's true. Well, that's because people never give teenage girls the same credit they give teenage boys. teenage girls are not they're not sensible. They don't know what's going on. Like, they're just as fueled by hormones as every guy on the planet. So, I mean, she's not thinking with her head. She's thinking with her twat, and that Joffrey might have a pretty cock. That's all that's happening.
She wants to have his babies.
She does. She wants to have his babies with the golden crown heads or whatever, and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. All right. Yep. His Baratheon children with the golden hair.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah, that's legit.
All right. So
goodness.
we start off with Sansa and Septa Mordane going to a tourney.
And
They're going to a tourney. And Jeyne Poole. Who cares about Jeyne Poole? Whatever.
No one cares about Jeyne Poole.
She's important later on.
The only reason we care about her is because Sansa gets left alone. Because Jeyne Poole's crying too much over the death of that guy from the Vale, Sir Hugh of the Vale.
We don't find out he's Sir Hugh in this chapter.
No, we don't. We just know that he's a rider from the Vale.
A knight from the Vale.
Yeah. And that she's freaking out too much over that.
We have to keep it dramatic for the next chapter.
Yes.
Where we discover who the rider from the Vale was that died.
Yes. Oops.
Ooh.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, spoilers. But yes, Sir Hugh, yes.
Yeah.
Died. Sir Gregor took care of that for us.
Yeah, he did.
Hardcore.
Sir Gregor's a fucking sociopath.
Well, yeah.
Like, the world's biggest sociopath. Literally and figuratively.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because Ned remarks in the next chapter, he's like, Hodor's like the biggest man I've ever seen, and Sir Gregor like towers over Hodor.
Yeah, and that Gregor's like almost 8 feet tall.
Almost 8 feet tall, yeah.
Yeah, that's fucked up. Almost 8 feet tall and wider than a door.
Yep. And he is one of the, so the lists of the tourney are full of famous knights, non-famous knights, people who nobody knows.
Random people who just want to like get in the action.
Like Sansa know because they're from the north and they're not actually knights, but they're still riding in the tourney.
Yep. And they look like they're beggars. Like, poor Jory looks like a beggar compared to everybody in their, like, glamorous armor, and Jory's just got, like, some normal, like, steel armor with, like, a gray cape on his shoulders.
Yeah.
And they're like, he looks like he's
from the north. They don't care about flat. They don't need gold-plated green armor like they're peacocking Renly Baratheon. I mean...
That's true.
Their shit's, like, legit battle ready.
It's true. Well, I mean, yeah, and Ned said something to that effect in the show that Northern Knights don't strut around like roosters like you do in the South.
Yeah, when they wear armor, they wear it for real and for a reason, and that's because they're gonna fucking kill somebody. Yeah,
and they want to not get killed themselves in the process.
Yeah, exactly.
So, armor for what it's intended for, not to hold on to your gemstones for you.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what rings are for, guys. Come on.
Yeah, there's no, what is it, a flower in your armor made out of sapphires.
Yes.
That's crazy.
And it's like the whole thing, though.
Yeah.
Isn't it? Yeah, it's like the whole thing is flowers.
Like the whole front is a flower made out of fucking sapphires.
Yeah.
And then his cape is
Forget-me-nots.
A bunch of fucking flowers all fucking woven together.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sir Loras.
Yeah, because he's just like, oh, this is fine.
Sir Loras, you seem a little not so straight.
Well, you know.
Yeah.
Men like flowers sometimes, too.
Who knows?
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll
see what happens with him.
They went that way in the show.
They did go that way, yeah.
They went straight gay in the show. So we have a distinguished list of riders. Here's some of the famous ones or some of the notable riders in the tourney. Mm-hmm. So we have Jeyne, Aslan Targaryen himself.
Aslan Targaryen.
Sir Barristan Selmy.
Yes.
Who's the Lord Commander of the Knights of the King's Guard.
Who's like one of the best swords in the realm.
Who, during the tourney, unhorsed at least 2 men who were 40 or 50 years younger than him.
Yeah.
That's how good this guy still is.
Yep.
Badass motherfucker.
Yeah. You don't fuck with Sir Barristan Selmy.
We have Sir Loras, of course, the Knight of the Flowers.
Yes.
Renly is partaking. Renly Baratheon.
So are they going to sword fight here, or are they going to sword fight later?
Ooh. I don't know if they sword fight in the books. They certainly sword fight in the show, but...
They do. That's what I'm saying. I'm wondering if they're going to sword fight later.
I don't know about in the books.
Or at least swallow. I mean, sword swallowing's a pretty cool trick, too.
A sword swallower through and through.
Yep.
We have Jory. Jory is partaking.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta mention Jory. And a couple other guys from Winterfell.
Yes.
Who are also partaking. Thoros of Myr.
Thoros of Myr with his flaming sword of awesome.
And his drunken stupor.
Yeah, he doesn't remember any of the shit that he's doing, guys.
He doesn't remember any of the shit that he's done.
Nope.
Ever.
Yeah.
The Lightning Lord himself, Beric Dondarrion.
Yes.
Gotta like some Beric Dondarrion. Sandor Clegane.
Mm-hmm.
The Hound.
The Hound, or dog.
And his brother, Gregor.
The mountain that rides.
Also partaking.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. And a bunch of other people.
The mountain that rides
really
is a crazy
don't give a shit about.
sociopath.
Oh, yeah, he's a nutbag. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nut job.
Yeah.
So, and then there's a whole bunch of other people as well who are taking part in the joust.
Yeah, and those are just like
But
notable people that Sansa knows who they are.
those are the ones who Sansa knows who they are. Yeah, exactly.
And then, but anything other than the Knight of Flowers, basically anyone from the South, she just has no clue who they are. Like the South and from the West.
Well, those are all from the South, except for Jory.
Well, no, I know, but I mean like further south than that, because they're the ones that are in King's Landing. So she knows like the people who are like around King's Landing frequently, but anyone else who
Sir Loras isn't. Sir Loras is from the Reach. He's from the South. He's from Highgarden.
Yeah, but like he's like the most notable one. But like,
well, she knows the notable big name
and she
knights.
sees the colors.
That's who everybody knows.
Yeah, and she like sees the colors, and she knows that they're from like
she
further
sees
east
purple.
and further south, and the purples. Yeah, the colors and stuff. And she's like, I know that they're from this area.
Knows it's Beric.
She goes, I just have no clue who the fuck these people are.
Yeah, and most people probably don't.
Yeah,
it's like.
Well, they didn't have the interwebs there where you could like look up.
Yeah,
people
it's like
it's
even like today. Like you look at like the NBA All-Star team, and you know your All-Star team.
Yeah.
But then you don't know anybody else.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, who can name like the 8th man on the Washington Wizards team this year? Nobody.
I don't even know who any of those people are.
Exactly. So
you're going all sports ball on me, man.
Well, I mean, this was the sports ball of the day.
This is true. This is the kind of sports ball I can get behind, though. Like, I could totally do this. I could totally joust.
And death and...
Yeah.
Okay.
It's gotta have high stakes, or I'm not interested. And not gambling. Like, gambling with life, but not money.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Adrenaline junkie. Sagittarius. Yeah. That astrology stuff.
Sagittarian. I've been watching Battlestar Galactica lately.
Oh. That's... Yeah.
So we learn in passing that a young knight from the Vale was killed by Sir Gregor Clegane because the part of his armor that covers his
really in
neck.
passing. They like full on explain that Kroger's thing very gently rose up a little bit, hit him right in the whatever the hell the gadget.
Yeah.
And like he like dehorses after the cloud like kind of disperses and everything calms down. There's just a guy laying there with blood seeping into his cape, and Jeyne's just like, oh my god, and she's like screaming, looking through her fingers because she can't not look, but she doesn't want to look.
Well, yeah, I say in passing because we don't learn who he is.
Oh, yeah.
The majority of that scene is basically Jeyne Poole screaming.
Yeah, it really is. And Septa Mordane being like, all right, let's shuffle you out of here.
You need to go jump in the river or something.
Yeah.
You're embarrassing us.
Yes. Sansa's over here being a perfect lady, and I'm going to pat her on the back real quiet.
Sansa's over there being a stuck-up bitch, but, I mean, besides that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's, whatever.
I mean, that's how I viewed it. Some guy just died, and she's like, well, it's not my dad. It's not Joffrey. So I guess it's alright.
Oh, if only it were Joffrey.
If only. He's not old enough.
If only it were Joffrey. Well, we learn next chapter.
Yeah, we do learn that. No, that's this
chapter. No, it is this chapter. It's later on. It's later on this
later on when they're at the table.
Right. Yep, that's right. So, after that, Sansa gets a visitor.
Mm-hmm.
A short man with gray green eyes and a pointy beard, who Septa Mordane informs her is Littlefinger.
Yes.
Or Lord Pattire Baelish.
Yeah.
To be nice. That guy. She didn't call him Littlefinger.
No, she didn't.
Which would have been funny if she had.
I think it would have been hilarious. Because she's like this uppity, righteous bitch, and she'd be like, oh, that's just Littlefinger.
Yeah, that's Littlefinger. Ignore him. Who is a proud member of the King's Small Council.
Oh, yeah, and he's got his little mockingbird clip.
Well, of course he does.
Yep. That's one of the things you notice. He's got the fur on his shoulders and the mockingbird clip.
Because he's a mockingbird.
He is.
Mm-hmm.
Because he just repeats everything that people say to him, because that's what he does. I mean, he doesn't repeat them, but he picks up on everything.
No, it's because he's mimicking the evil three-eyed crow. And he changed his sigil to a bird because he learned how to fly in his dreams.
Alright, we're getting some tinfoil here that I wasn't prepared for.
Holding fast to my little finger as a green seer.
I mean, I knew the whole green seer thing, but like, I didn't...
Well, that's where all that comes from, right? Is the three-eyed crow turns you into a green seer, opens your third eye.
Oh,
just like you did with Bran.
Forgot about this whole thing.
And remember, Bran had to learn how to fly.
Yeah,
And
he did. And then he pecked his eyeball open.
And Littlefinger took his sigil as a bird. I wonder why. Maybe because he can fly.
I got nothing.
Sticking with the Littlefinger has a third eye open.
I mean, I don't disagree with that part. I'm just like, it's just too much for me right now. I don't have all the side facts and stuff. So, I can't really say too much of that. But he's there, and he starts talking to Sansa. Like, he doesn't tell her, like, so, Septa Mordane says that it's Lord Petyr Baelish, however you say it.
Petyr
Baelish. And that he, like, I want to say he sat next to her. I don't know if he sat next to her or he just stood in front of her, but he's just like, he goes, "Oh, I knew you were a Tully with that hair that you have." And he's like stroking it off the side of her face. I loved
your mother.
Oh, yeah. Your mother was my queen. Oh, my God.
That's right, because that happens after Sir Loras
gives her the rose.
Presents her with that. Right. So we skipped over the most important part of the day to Sansa.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Because
Sir Loras, her heart.
Yeah.
Gave her the rose as his queen of love and beauty.
It's true. That's true.
Yeah. Good thing Joffrey wasn't there to behead Sir Loras for such an insult.
Right? I wouldn't be surprised. Ooh. Although then he goes and he turns around and he like compliments it later in the chapter where he's like, at least Sir Loras knows true beauty when he sees it. Or something. He's got a good eye for beauty or whatever.
Yep.
And I'm like, bitch, you would have been offended by that if you'd been there before. Yeah, like, you're just trying to play it light now.
Yeah, he would have been offended by that. No doubt about that.
Yeah. Like, no, you're a lying little twat.
Just like Brandon was on fire when Rhaegar did it to Lyanna.
Yes. Yeah.
And then, so Littlefinger tells her that, at one point, her mother, Catelyn Tully, was his queen of love and beauty.
Yes. Yep.
Creepy.
Indeed.
I think she still is his queen of love and beauty, but that's...
Oh, she definitely is. I think at this moment right here, because he was always in love with Catelyn, but he hadn't seen Catelyn in so many years.
Are you sure he hadn't?
I mean, that we know of. He hasn't seen Catelyn in so many years. I feel like at this moment, when he equates her to Catelyn, this is where he kind of decides that he's not as much in love with Catelyn anymore as he is Sansa, because Sansa is exactly as he remembers Catelyn.
So you think that Littlefinger is like TV Littlefinger and is trying to bang Sansa?
I would not be surprised.
Okay.
I can get behind that theory because he's literally, the first thing he does not know this person. He didn't even introduce himself in any fashion. Like, Septa Mordane had to be,
little dude.
Yeah, Septa Mordane had to be like, "Oh, by the way, that's Petyr Baelish."
Yeah.
Like, he just walks over to her and strokes her cheek and plays with some of her hair and says, "I fucking loved your mom." Like, I used to live with your mom and I fucking loved her, so now you look...
banged your aunt.
Yeah, like, you look just like your mom, so obviously I love you too. And so, like, from what we understand, since Catelyn hasn't seen Petyr in so long, this is this is what Catelyn used to look like. I fucking want that bitch now.
Mm.
Yeah. I think Sansa's gotta watch out for that.
We'll have to see if he's into Sansa or not.
I'm gonna go with there's a high possibility.
I'm gonna go with I already know the answer. And I'm not gonna spoil it for you.
Oh, that's rude. This whole show's about spoilers.
Not quite as creepy in the Sansa love in the books as in the show.
Yeah. Well, he didn't come off that way until like season 4. I feel like when she was like,
well, that's because that's
right
when they left.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, he couldn't really do it in the capital with Joffrey right around.
And then with Tyrion after she got married off to Tyrion.
Right, exactly. Yeah. So you didn't really have a chance or a choice.
That's true.
In the show, so.
Fucking creeper. Oh my goodness. Now
Littlefinger does place a bet.
Yes.
100 gold dragons. Must be nice to have Littlefinger's fucking money.
Seriously, 100 gold dragons just to throw that shit around. And the only person that takes him up on that is Renly, because Renly's the only other person who's rich enough to do that.
Got that much money.
Yeah.
Well, no, I think in the box that they're in, everybody's pretty much wealthy.
That's true.
I mean, they're like in like the important people. Like, they're not down with the dirt people.
Yeah.
They're like in the important person's box.
They're important. Yeah, they're with all the important people. Everyone's just kind of like, stuck together like little sardines.
Yeah, exactly.
So, and they've got their they have their little fans to keep themselves from overheating, I'm sure. Because it's too hot in that summer sun. So.
Yeah.
I see that kind of shit.
And Littlefinger loses.
Yes. Loses 100 crowns. And then Renly's upset that Tyrion's not there, the imp, Because he could have doubled his money because the imp would have voted for Jeyne too.
Would have certainly bet. Yeah, and here's a clue for us. Renly goes, if only Tyrion were here, I would have won an additional 100 because he always bets on Jaime Lannister to win.
Yes.
And yet Littlefinger has somehow convinced Catelyn Tully and Ned that Tyrion bet against Jaime and lost the bet.
Yeah.
Or won the bet.
Yes. Which I have to say, that's the one part in the very unfortunate demise of Littlefinger in the show that I liked, is that they brought that up. They brought up the fact they're like, you really thought, like, you lied to my parents and told them that Tyrion Lannister bet against his brother and got this sword or got this dagger from you. Like, they actually brought that up in the show.
Yeah, well, your idiot parents bought it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they also didn't have Bran at the time, being able to, like, see the whole past and future.
All you need to know is that Tyrion Lannister always bets on his brother, which Tyrion tells us.
Yeah, because his
and
brother's
Renly
like
tells us, and everybody tells us, that Tyrion would never bet against his brother.
Yeah, because his brother's the only person who truly loves him.
Mm-hmm. And also, Tyrion thinks he's the best knight in the realm.
That too.
So
otherwise he would be calling him as his trial by combat buddy for everything.
Right, yeah, exactly.
Like literally, anytime he gets in trouble, trial by combat. Oh, call my brother. My brother's gonna come. He's gonna fight.
Call Jaime.
Like, not the Hound, not Sir Gregor, who are, like, literally sworn swords to his family.
Well, at that point, he was kind of, well, the one you're talking about, Jaime would have been going up against Sir Gregor because Sir Gregor was fighting on the side of Cersei and Tywin.
Yeah, that's true. Well, no, I'm talking about in the Vale even, too.
Oh, yeah.
Even in the Vale, he calls Jaime.
Well, of course he would call Jaime because Jaime would come.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the other two would have to, too, because they're bannermen and his dad's alive. He's not going to let his son call a bannerman and then have a bannerman not respond to a Lannister.
Yeah, but he would call Lannister because it's Lannister pride.
Yeah, it's true.
And I think he thinks that his brother could beat Sir Gregor. He might be right.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised.
Before he loses a hand, but...
Yeah, or, gets his eyeballs crushed and his head exploded.
Well, that's not Jaime.
No. Jaime's also not quite that arrogant when he fights. He's arrogant, and he's a peacock. But he's not, like, just doing a mating dance.
You're 2 books ahead.
I am. I digress.
Yeah, again.
Well,
First one for the day, not bad.
Yeah, right? That's not bad. How far did we get?
Not bad. We are several minutes in.
Oh, good. I did good. I'm doing good, you guys. I'm doing real good. You're welcome.
20 some odd minutes in before you went way off topic. Excellent.
See, I'm getting better.
And it wasn't even too far off topic.
It was still related to fighting.
It was related to fighting, okay.
Yeah, it's fine.
Sure, why not?
Oh my goodness. Alright, so we get to the dinner.
Yeah, we get to the feast.
The feast of
5 or 6 giant oryxes.
Yes.
Have been roasting all day.
I don't even remember how big those things are. I just remember they're big.
They're giant
enormous.
buffalo.
Yeah, they're like fucking enormous.
Yeah, they're huge.
So, and I'm assuming it's like a good 2,000 pound animal.
Oh, easily.
So, that's a lot of meat.
Yeah.
And then, so she's sitting there with Septa Mordane. Jeyne Poole was too ill to attend.
Yes.
Because she was crying too hard and probably made herself vomit because she saw somebody die.
Yeah. She probably had the vapors.
Wimp.
She had the vapors.
She probably did.
Yeah, I'm going to go with this. She had the vapors. But Sansa and Septa Mordane have been given a place of honor.
Yeah.
Right next to the king and queen's table.
Yes. So they're up high.
So, very special.
So they're in the same spot that Varys, or Viserion, I'm not saying it's Viserys. God damn it, I can't say a name
What's his name?
Viserys Targaryen.
Viserys Targaryen, you got it.
I got it. I picked the right one, you guys. So, they're sitting in the same spot that Viserys and Jorah and Illyrio were sitting at the Call's wedding.
And both Illyrio and Jorah considered it a place of honor to be at such a high position.
Yes.
At that feast.
Yeah, and then Viserys is over there.
Viserys is a douche.
Viserys is like, why am I not at the highest table, you guys?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm the king here. Come on.
Yeah.
Like, this is your fucking Khalasar, but I'm the king.
Yep.
So no, they're actually like, oh my god, this is so amazing. Like, we're so close to the king, who's just gonna get drunk and fuck everything up. But, I mean, that's Robert.
That's Robert. Whatever.
It's fine.
It's good to be the king.
Yeah, exactly. It's good to be the king. And then, Joffrey, so then after a few minutes of, like, everyone coming in, Joffrey comes and sits down next to her and then doesn't say anything. Like, he's just...
Yep. And she hasn't talked to him since the night that Lady was killed.
And it's been, like, a month and a half.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
Yeah, like, it's been...
And they haven't spoken.
Yeah.
Since then.
Yep.
And she's not sure that she still hates him. She doesn't think she does anymore.
Yeah, she got over the anger part of that
Probably doesn't
thing.
hate him anymore.
So that's good that you probably don't hate your betrothed. That's kind of good. And then, so I think this is like one of the first, not one of the first, it's like the second, because the first one of him being a sociopath was when Sansa was trying to help him after he got bit, and he screams at her and tells her to leave me the fuck alone, you dirty whore, basically.
I don't think he said anything about a dirty whore. He just said, don't touch me.
Well, I'm reading the subtext here. Reading subtext. I'm really good at that. So.
If by good you mean awful, then absolutely.
Yeah,
you are great at it.
See, you know. So he's sitting there, and so this is like the second time that I see his sociopathness come through. Because
his sociopathy, if it were.
Yeah, sociopathy, if you will. He sits down next to her and then completely ignores her for like a good 5 or 6 minutes. Like, he's literally got to compose himself.
To be able to talk like a normal person to a normal human being. Yeah,
like, he's literally been hating her for so long at this point for embarrassing him that he has to compose himself to be a decent person to her before he finally, like, takes her hand and is like, oh my god, you're so beautiful.
Oh,
like,
my sweet lady.
Yeah, like, Loras totally knows what he's talking about, Like, that guy's totally cool. And you're like, no, like, this is not at all Joffrey.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Joff.
Yeah, so maybe Sansa should just go bang Sir Loras.
She really should.
I think her and Sir Loras make a good couple.
I think they would. I mean, she did try to get on that in the show.
Yeah, not really.
She tried to get married to him in, like, season... Like,
in the show. Like, afterwards.
Yeah, she was trying to get married to Sir Loras the same time that Marjorie was going to be getting married to Joffrey. Because then her and Marjorie were like, oh my god, we're going to be sisters.
We're gonna be sissies.
Yeah.
And Sansa's like, I'll finally have a sister.
Wait a minute.
I mean, a sister that I like.
Yeah. Oops. Sorry, Arya. Not sorry. Hashtag sorry, not sorry. Fuck Arya. Poor fucking Arya.
Oh, well.
She's just honest.
Oh, yeah, she is.
She's just honest.
Arya is my favorite character.
Sansa's
like
conditioned.
She's like one of my favorite. She's probably, of the kids, besides Jon, she's my favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's why she made it that's why she's supposed to make it to the last book.
Supposedly.
Because his wife loves her. No,
she hasn't made it to the last book yet.
Well, because we're not there.
No, we're not there. So she hasn't quite made it yet.
Yeah. Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed we get the Winds of Winter some point.
Some point. Yeah, I read a horrifying thing saying that it wasn't going to come out. It was a little...
Ever?
Yeah, like... it was some dumb thing that showed up on my because my Google Pixel gives me like the news feed things of things that it thinks I would find interesting. And it did that where the first article, and here it is, says, it's time to accept the fact that George R.R. Martin might not finish a Game of Thrones. And it says, no, he still doesn't have a release date of Winds of Winter. So, like, that's just, like, the article. I think this is more of a, like, it's not that he's not going to finish it, it's that he might die before he finishes it.
I think it's more likely to be link bait.
I think it probably is. I would hope that the most. I hope that the most, because he needs to finish.
We'll get the books. Don't worry. We'll get the books. Eventually.
Hopefully there's not all through fan fiction.
That would never happen. They would be it would be so carefully guarded, just like Tolkien's work is.
That's true. Okay.
So.
That's fair.
It wouldn't happen.
Okay.
He's already said nobody gets to finish it if he doesn't, so.
That's horrifying because I want it to finish.
Well, yeah, but you don't want somebody else to write it.
Yeah, that's true. Alright, we're off topic again.
So.
Oh my god. Pulling us back. I'm pulling us back.
You're pulling us off topic and back.
Yes.
You're doing double duty.
I'm doing both. Double duty.
Okay.
I gotta rein myself in. I can't be like the mountain stallion.
Again, you're off topic.
No, I'm saying I can't be like the mountain stallion. Like, I'm right back on topic because the stallion fucks up everything.
Okay.
Was that this chapter or the next chapter? That's this chapter.
Yeah, where his gesture looks like a pony.
Yeah, it looks like a pony that he's riding, and it can't fucking control himself because Loras has a mare in heat.
Well, yeah.
Because that's how Loras plays his little tricks and games, and then he goes and, like, saws off his horse's head in one hack.
It's not against the rules.
It's not. It's
So.
really not. And they make plain mention of the fact that he likes to pick stallions that have more spirit than sense.
Mm-hmm.
So, why would a stallion like that want to not
go fuck the mare and eat?
Exactly.
Yep.
He should know better. He should know better.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so anyways, we're back to the feast.
And so Joffrey is force feeding Sansa and Septa Mordane wine.
Yes.
Lots and lots and lots of wine.
Yeah, because he's a fucking sociopath and he doesn't want to deal with them.
Yep. So Sansa's drunk.
Yeah. She doesn't remember even having wine. She's so fucking drunk. It's like...
Septa Mordane's passed out.
Yeah.
Face down on the table.
Yep. Snoring like a lady.
Like, quietly snoring like a lady.
Yeah. Yep.
Yes. Oh, yes. Interesting way to snore, I think.
I think it's just weird. Flat out weird.
And, Robert's yelling.
Yep. He gets pissed.
Because he's gonna be in the fucking melee, whether his wife fucking likes it or not.
Yeah, fuck you, you dumb bitch. You can't tell me what to do. Yeah. You can't tell me what to do. I'm gonna do what I want and slap over here and fall on my ass because I am plastered.
Yep. So Sansa feels that it's time to leave.
Yep.
She needs to go home.
And then she realizes everyone's clearing out anyway.
Yep.
Because it's the end of the feast after the queen leaves.
Yep.
And the king
causes a scene.
Drunk.
And, yeah.
Yeah.
So
drunk.
Joffrey offers to get her home safely.
Yeah, he's like, hey, do you need an escort home?
And she's
oh
my God, he's gonna take me home. Oh, it's gonna be so good. And then he goes, dog, take her home.
Yeah. So, yeah. Oh my God. In the same chapter.
I could just picture her face going from jubilation to,
oh fuck. Because she's so afraid of him. She's like, why did I say yes? And then she as soon as she realizes that he's not taking her, she's like, Septa Mordane, wake up!
Yep.
Wake up!
Wake up, bitch!
I can't walk with this guy!
Wake up, bitch! Get up, get up!
Yeah, no, she's out. She's fucking out like a light.
So good.
So I wouldn't be surprised if they add a little milk of the poppy to her wine or some shit, because she's done.
Well, she probably just drank too much, and she doesn't drink often because she's a fucking nun.
Yeah, she's a fucking lightweight. What she is.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then, oh my God. But this is the other factor of where, you see his sociopathness turn off, because all that, friendliness and frivolousness that he was, showing her and fawning over her 2 seconds ago, done. Off like a light. Literally a specific light switch just turned off.
Oh yeah, he knows.
Nice to her
he
anymore.
knows that Sansa is terrified of Sandor.
Yeah.
So, on purpose, he sends her alone with Sandor.
Yeah. He gets the Septa drunk and then offers to take her, or offer to escort her home, but does not say so in a fashion like he goes, do you need an escort home?
Yeah, he says, do you need an escort? And she assumes it's going to be him.
Yeah. He didn't say, do you want me to escort you home?
Exactly.
And she's just like, oh my God, that means he's going to do it.
Yep.
And then Sandor's like, did you really fucking think that was going to happen?
Yeah, because then she goes, I mean, he's so, and Sandor goes, gallant.
Yeah.
You stupid fucking tweeny bopper girl.
Yes. And then he goes, cause then she starts telling him that her brother was so, and then he fucking cuts her off with the gallant thing. She fucking gallant? He's gallant too? Is everybody gallant to you? That's what I see him doing.
Oh yeah.
And then she's just like, oh my God, well, no one could, unhorse him. He was unmatched or whatever and blah, blah, blah. And then he goes, yeah, you're just a fucking parrot. They taught you to say some pretty words, and now all you know how to say is some pretty words. He goes, do you have any of your own goddamn thoughts in there? Or are you just a little fucking bird? Which is where he gets the little bird thing from. They never explain that in the show.
Right.
Which I love that they did this. Yep. This is why books are just so much better.
Yes.
Because it's just
100 times better.
Yeah, it's just explaining he's
bird.
literally just telling her
little bird.
At first he compliments her, he goes, oh, you're just one of those little parrots that comes to a thing with all the pretty feathers, but you're fucking stupid because all you're doing is repeating what everyone else says.
Mm-hmm.
So, way to be Sandor and give a slight compliment and then backhand you right after.
Oh, I love Sandor.
I do too.
Yeah.
I love that crazy
horrible
bastard.
person, but
indeed. Not as bad as his brother.
Well,
he's literally an upstanding
granted.
citizen compared to his brother.
Well, I mean, and then on the way back to the castle, Sandor regales Sansa with the true story of how his face got burned.
Yeah.
After terrifying the fuck out of her by holding the fucking light right up to it and showing it off to her.
And he's holding her by the chin too. So he's got the torch in one hand and her face in the other, and he's got fucking bear claws. And he's just holding on to her face, like, stare at me, you dumb bitch. He goes, I saw you not staring at me the entire ride up, like, down from Winterfell. Just fucking look, goddammit. Piss on your courtesy. Just fucking look at me, because that's what you want to do.
Yep.
And then she starts crying, and then he's like, oh, I guess I fucked up a little bit, because now I feel kind of bad, because the girl's crying.
So I'll tell you how it happened. Most people think that it was like boiling oil from a fight or something like that.
Yeah.
And he's like, no. My douchebag brother.
Yep.
Over a fucking toy.
He was
too old. He was too old to play with anyway.
Yeah, he was a 6 foot tall, 16-year-old squire, and he had no interest in having any toys, and I wanted to play with it, and I was more afraid of him finding out than I was interested in playing it, and then he found me, and then got fucked.
Burned my fucking face off.
And it took 3 grown men to peel him off of me.
Yeah.
And then his dad told everybody, oh, well, Sandra's bed just caught fire, you guys. It wasn't my other son. He's not a sociopath.
My son's not a monster. Really.
My oldest is not a problem, guys. Yeah.
And then he was anointed as a knight shortly thereafter.
Yeah, right?
So beautiful.
By Rhaegar himself, though, too.
Yes, by Rhaegar himself.
Poor Rhaegar. I don't think Rhaegar really knew what was going on there. Rhaegar, because Rhaegar always comes off, they make him sound like such a nice person.
He's an idiot.
He's an idiot.
And a terrible person.
How's he a terrible person?
He fucking left his wife to go fucking be with Lyanna Stark and started a fucking war.
Oh, yeah, I guess that's a terrible person. But he was just trying to follow his heart and be genuine to himself, you know?
He had responsibilities.
He did have responsibilities that he totally just, fuck those responsibilities.
He's like the fucking Catelyn Tully of the fucking Targaryen family.
Oh, God.
He's fucking Catelyn Targaryen.
Now you're making me not like him, and I don't like this.
He's Catelyn Targaryen.
Oh, God. Catelyn Targaryen. Oh, Jesus Christ. Catelyn Targaryen.
Yeah. Everybody's always singing the praises of Rhaegar.
Well, because they painted him to be such a nice guy.
Yeah, except for the fact that he left his wife after he found out that she couldn't have children anymore.
I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The last child basically made her barren.
Oh.
And then so he left shortly thereafter. They found that out.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you can't have 6 million kids, what's the point?
Went and grabbed Lyanna.
Yeah.
And started banging that. So, yeah.
Well, supposedly she went willingly, depending on what story you follow.
Whether she went willingly or not, great guy.
Yeah.
Or not.
Well, my wife and I can't have kids anymore, so now I need to go find some other bitches to
It's
lay.
good to be the king. Or the crown prince, as it were.
Yeah, the crown prince. Exactly. Listen, crown princes in all of history have always been having, pieces off to the side, and no one ever says a thing about it until it starts with
Oh, excuse me.
You know. Sorry, not sorry.
Sorry to the British monarchy. Not really.
No. Except Queen Elizabeth. Long live the Queen. I fucking love her and her corgis. Oh my God. I'm not a huge proponent of the royal family, but the Queen.
Anyway.
Alright, I'll go back on topic.
Yeah, we don't need to talk about the Queen.
Don't offend our British listeners. We like the Brits. They're our friends now. Didn't you know?
Alright. And so, after he tells Sansa the story of how his face got burned off.
I feel like he was crying.
Well, he's getting choked up telling the story, no doubt about it. Because I don't think he's ever told that story to anyone, it doesn't seem like.
Yeah, he doesn't talk about it.
Yeah.
It's not something he talks about, because he tells them that if you tell anybody, your sister, your father, anybody.
Well, that's where I was going, is he's legit turned serious and is like, if you tell anybody what I told you, I will fucking have you drawn and quartered and the pieces scattered across the realm.
Yeah.
Like you're fucking Braveheart.
Yeah, seriously. And I'm gonna sew your goddamn mouth shut so even your dead body can't talk.
Yeah.
Like the fucking
I wonder
sisters.
if she is now the only person alive besides Gregor
who knows exactly what happened.
Who knows what happened.
Well, does in the books, does Baelish know?
Well, that's what I'm wondering is there's probably
there's gotta be a couple
I
people
assume
that know.
Baelish because he knows everything.
Yeah.
And Varys knows everything.
I feel like if someone asked
so there's probably people who know.
Yeah.
But
no one ever says it around him.
But I don't think that it's common knowledge. I wouldn't be surprised if Tywin didn't even know.
That's fair.
Like, that wouldn't surprise me at all.
But it doesn't strike me as something that Gregor would care about. Like, if someone were to ask Gregor, like, hey, did you fuck up your brother's face? He'd be like, yeah, I fucking did. I feel like he would. But
then again, who's going up to the mountain and asking him fucking questions?
That's fair too, because he probably just throat punch you and be done with it.
Yeah, like.
But I could totally see Gregor like taking a little flag and sticking it in his face.
I'm going Ned Stark and steering as fucking far clear of this guy as I possibly can for fucking ever.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like, we rode off to war together, and you'd have never talked to the guy. And that's like on purpose because he's a fucking terrifying monster.
Yeah, and he fucking kills random people for no goddamn reason.
Yeah, so I legitimately wouldn't be surprised if like nobody but like Sansa, Baelish, and Varys, and Gregor, and Sandor know exactly what happened to Sandor's face.
Yeah, that's
like,
fair.
I doubt the Lannisters know.
Yeah, I mean
maybe Tyrion. Tyrion also seems to know like everything.
Tyrion's one of those people. He's just astute in that aspect where he would just probably pick it up on his own.
Yeah.
I feel like he'd hear someone say something about it, and then he'd be like, "Oh, that's probably got some truth to it.
Yeah.
I'm going to dig a little further and then find some other facts."
Yeah. So who knows?
Because he's also just a good talker.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, he fucking goes goddamn nuts about it. Yeah, like he scares the shit out of her.
Terrified the fuck out of me with that statement. I'm like his size.
Yeah.
He would terrified the fuck out of me with that threat.
And the worst part is that like after he stops talking and like that comes to the part where I'm sitting here thinking like he's like holding back the tears. He's trying not to cry in front of her even though it's dead, like it's black because he put the torch out. It's black. She can't see him, and she has to like reach out and try to find his shoulder to try to comfort. She's trying to comfort him because she feels bad about it. And then, like when she tries to comfort him, that's when he's like, "If you fucking tell anybody."
No, here's the thing. Okay, so is he more worried that she would tell people what actually happened, or that the story would include the fact that he like broke down crying about it?
I don't think she's stupid enough to tell anyone the Hound.
No, but I'm in his mind.
Yeah, I think in his mind it's that he got upset about it. The worst
part of the whole her telling anybody would be
that he got choked up.
That he was choked up and crying about it. And that would like ruin his reputation.
Yeah, as being a hard bastard.
Yeah.
Being that he literally like saves Loras Tyrell, does like a full on fight with his brother, which Ned. Oh no, that's the second. Never mind. Scratch that. That's the next chapter, you guys. Just putting that out there because Ned didn't attend this half of the tourney.
No, Ned didn't feel like deigning the tourney with
his presence.
Yeah, the hand's tourney not attended by the hand.
Yeah. Well, you know, shows you what he thinks about that one.
Ooh.
And then the only reason he goes to the second day is because Septa is fucking hungover.
Yeah, and somebody has to escort Sansa.
Yeah.
And it can't be Jeyne Poole, obviously, because she can't fucking handle it.
Yeah, so she stayed home too. I'm pretty sure. Like, I don't think she went to the second day either because it was too much for her the first day.
Probably.
And then Arya's just doing her dancing lessons.
Yeah, Arya's like, she got no fucking idea. If she's gonna go to a tourney, she's gonna be in it. She don't want to go to see one.
Yeah, she's like me. If she sees sports, she wants to play sports. She doesn't want to watch it. She wants to play it.
Yep.
And I totally get that. Respect.
And then Sansa delivers... or Sandor delivers Sansa directly to her door, like a good gentleman.
Yeah, see, and that's why I like him. Because he comes off as a crass asshole, he does really horrible, mean things, but like, he's got those little glimmers of bits, which will come up in the next chapter too, and I'll bring it up in the next chapter, but he's got these little glimmers of bits that make him not his brother, and not a crazy... sociopathic asshole.
He's got like bits of chivalry.
Yes.
That shine through like a once in a great while.
Yes.
Like
taking her directly to her door.
Like he goes out of his way to be a dick.
Yes.
Because that's the reputation that he has.
And that he wants.
Because he wants to be feared.
Yes.
But then he also has moments where his actual chivalry shows through.
Yeah, and you have to, like, look for them. Like, this whole thing, like, walking her, like, Joffrey just basically told her to escort her back to her castle. Like, he literally could have taken her to the Tower of the Hand and said, alright, fuck off.
Yeah.
And he takes her all the way up those stairs
yep.
and to her door to make sure that she gets back to her bedroom without anyone fucking with her.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so, like, and I think that's one of them. And then in the next chapter, there's another one that I'll bring up then that I fucking love. So I'll bring that up there.
Okay.
But yeah. So, fucking love for Sandor Clegane, which makes the dream I had about him that much more weird.
Oh, Jesus.
I didn't marry him and kill him, you guys.
I don't even know if we want to get into your dreams, because no.
It was creepy.
I have no doubt about that whatsoever.
It was creepy. It wasn't even in the Game of Thrones world. It was in, like, this world.
Oh, boy.
But he was still dressed like Game of Thrones world. So it was like he was LARPing.
Oh, my God.
And now we're getting into the dream, but that's as far as we're going to go.
That's live action role playing for you people out there who are like me and don't know what these fucking weird things are.
Yeah, LARPing is live action role play because I'm a fucking nerd.
Yeah, that's where you pretend that you're a character in a board game.
Or TV game or whatever, anime, that kind of shit too.
Why not?
Whatever.
Yeah. It's not as cool.
Or no, sorry, animes are cosplay.
Yeah, it's not as cool as the cosplay category on Pornhub, just so you're aware.
No, yeah. No. The dream wasn't even that it didn't even make it to that category, unfortunately.
All right.
Oh my God, I just wanted to see if I get you uncomfortable with that last statement. It worked. All right.
Whatever.
I'm satisfied now.
I have no problem talking about porn. It does not bother me.
Yeah, but Sandor Clegane porn?
That's a little weird.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's a little weird.
Yep.
Burnt face porn. I don't know about that.
Yeah. That's gotta have some
Awkward.
kind of subculture somewhere.
Oh, I'm sure it does.
Burn wound porn.
There's a fetish for everything, so.
Yeah, that's true.
I do want to talk about one thing that we missed when we're talking about the feast. And that's how Joffrey tells Sansa that in a couple of, Sir Jaime will win tomorrow. Mm-hmm. And that in a couple of years, when he's old enough, he will defeat them all.
Yeah.
Because he's the
crown prince.
Best knight ever and won't get his ass kicked every time because he doesn't know what the fuck he's doing.
Because he probably doesn't actually practice or do anything. I feel like he doesn't practice that much. I feel like he's that guy, he goes to band practice and plays at band practice.
Arya disarmed him.
Yeah, exactly. He goes to band practice and he plays at band practice, but then when the instructor's like, alright, go home and practice your parts, he's like, fuck it, I'm good. I don't need to do that.
Yeah, leaves his tuba in the car for the entire weekend.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's out of tune and all shit, and they're like, dude, what the fuck? And he's like, guys, you have to tune your instruments? They're fucked up.
If your instrument doesn't tune itself, then you ain't no prince.
Ooh. Yeah, that's true. That was a good thunk. But yeah, so the other thing that I wanted to bring over, and it's just because it upset me in my medical fieldness, is that, so when she's staring at his burnt face for Sandor, and it says that there's a piece of bone that's sticking through, that wouldn't do that. Your skeletal system is literally so delicate and so susceptible to infection that granulation tissue would form over that.
Well, yeah.
And it would heal over within
regrow over it. Yeah. No doubt about it.
Yeah, it'll heal in a fucking couple weeks. Your body's first defense is to cover that.
George just wanted to make him creepy looking.
He did.
Yeah.
And
that's fine. It's a fucking book with dragons.
I know. That just had to nitpick that part. It's
a book with dragons. I think we can get over that.
I can't. I personally can't.
Okay, so the episode's name is going to be what? Bone no bone?
Yeah. I mean, that would be so bad. That bone bothers me.
Yeah, that bone bothers me. Yeah, no. Not going to happen.
No? Oh, well, damn. I think we should actually name the chapter, though, So Gallant. In, quotations. I don't know. Because that's the whole thing. The whole thing is just about her being, Joffrey's so gallant. Sir Loras is so gallant. Everyone's so gallant. Gallantness and futility. Kind of like Pride and Prejudice.
That's a really long one. I don't really want to type that out.
Gallantness and futility?
Yeah.
It's not that long.
Is gallantness even a thing?
Gallantry and futility?
Gallantry?
Yeah.
Gallantry is an actual word.
Yeah. Well, normalcy used to not be a word until Eisenhower was like, state of normalcy, you guys.
We're not inventing words.
I invent words all the time.
No, we're not doing that.
Alright, fine.
Let's see. Title for...
Yeah, what you got? I got gallantry and futility.
Yeah, I'm thinking something along the lines of
Gallantry and the Hound.
No. Hold on. I had something in my mind.
It was just there. It disappeared.
It was just there. It was.
Should we also message Lady Wyvern and see if she wants to put a little bit of input?
I don't think she's read it.
Oh, that's fair.
Or not again, because she wasn't planning on coming.
Yeah. So she wouldn't know what title would fit better.
Yeah.
You should put it as ... I'll kill you. I think that would work.
Bloodsport.
It doesn't really capture the chapter, though. The chapter's fangirling. I mean, it's at a blood sport.
Yeah.
But it's fangirling. It's fangirling over how pretty Joffrey is at the dinner table and how much he was so nice to her for 15 minutes after 3 months of not talking to her. So I was thinking about that, too, after I said it. It was way more than a month and a half.
What about medieval Bieber fever?
I like medieval Bieber fever. I like that, actually. I'm not gonna lie. I got kind of smitten with that as soon as it rolled out.
Yep. I like that one. Medieval Bieber fever.
Yep.
That just describes Sansa to a fucking T.
Oh, yeah. Because that's exactly... Because, like, she hasn't talked to the guy in, like, 3 fucking months. And then he just looks at her, like, he literally just looks at her.
And she melts.
Yeah, and backs those lashes, and she's like, oh my god, guys.
And her
her
dress falls off, and...
and she's just like, ravished me.
And then Sir Septa Mordane's dress falls off.
Yeah. His mother's dress falls off, and she's like, oh, wait, what?
Because with Septa Mordane, it's not tequila, it's wine that makes her clothes fall off.
Yeah, that's not a surprise. Fucking Septa Mordane.
She was probably a dirty whore before she became a Septa.
I feel like a lot of people are dirty whores before they turn to religion. And that might be one of the reasons why they turn to religion, is they try to make...
Fair.
They think that...
Okay, we're not having a religious discussion.
Oh,
no,
all right, fine.
We're not going there.
That's fair.
Not
we can't
going
go there. That's fair.
All right, so from now on, this chapter will be known as #Medieval Bieber Fever.
Sansa 2.
Sansa 2.
Medieval Bieber Fever. I like it.
Our next chapter we will be discussing is The Tourney Part 2.
Yes, Sansa 2.5.
AKA Ned 7.
I think it is Ned 7.
Eddard 7.
Yeah.
And until then, we will catch you guys next time. Enjoy.
All right. See you later.